Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Accounting for Partnership Firm Fundamental Lecture 3. In the second lecture, you had learned Ledger of Profit and Loss Appropriation Account. Let's give it a quick recapitulation. Here you write net profit, then whatever is given to partners is written here. Interest on capital, salary, commission. If any part of the profit is set aside and transferred to reserve, it is written here. If interest on drawings is charged from the partners, it is written here. After this, divisible profit is divided. Based on this, we are going to learn the journal entries of P&L appropriation account. First thing, you started by transferring net profit. So the journal entry for transfer of net profit will be profit and loss account debited, to profit and loss appropriation account. This is the case when there is profit. Needless to say, if there is loss, the entry will be reversed. It will be profit and loss appropriation account debited to profit and loss account. Next step is to provide interest on capital. So to give interest on capital, you have two journal entries. This was for profit, so I'm writing profit here, so that you come to know this journal entry was passed for transferring profit. Next is for interest on capital. So the journal entry will be interest on capital account debited to partners capital account. This entry is to provide interest on capital to partners, and then for charging interest on capital from P&L appropriation, the journal entry will be P&L appropriation account debited to interest on capital account. If you look carefully in these two entries, here you are debiting interest on capital and here you are crediting it. So that neutralizes the effect. In place of passing these two journal entries, you can pass one single journal entry, that is profit and loss appropriation account debited to interest on capital. So these two entries can be passed, or in place of it, one single journal entry can be passed. Both are correct, but still I'll recommend that you pass these two journal entries, because in the board exam last to last year it was there, and in the marking scheme they had written two journal entries. So if the teacher is ignorant, you might lose marks there. That is why I always insist that children should pass both the journal entries of providing and then from charging it from P&L account. Similarly, we have journal entries of salary or commission. If any salary or commission is provided to partners, the similar journal entries are passed. Salary or commission account debited to partners capital account, and then P&L appropriation account debited to salary or commission account. As it was in the case of interest on capital, similarly, in place of these two journal entries, one clubbed entry can be passed, and I guess you can make it out yourself. We have debited salary and credited salary here. So if we cancel these two, the club journal entry will be profit and loss appropriation account debited to partners capital account. So these were the journal entries for giving interest on capital and then salary or commission to the partners. Let us look again at the P&L appropriation account. You have done transfer of this, transfer of net profit, providing salary commission. You have done this. If any part is transferred to general reserve, what will be the journal entry? The journal entry will be P&L appropriation account debited to general reserve. If in case, now we are left with this interest on drawings, I will write entries here for your reference. Similarly, for interest on drawings, two journal entries have to be passed. First journal entry will be partners capital account debited to interest on drawings account, and then charging interest on drawings from P&L appropriation. That will be interest on drawings account debited to P&L appropriation account. As we had done in the case of interest on capital, salary and commission, similarly for these two entries also one clubbed entry can be passed. I have marked, or I have already marked on the board what can be cancelled. In place of these two, the single journal entry will be partners capital account debited to P&L appropriation account. We are left with the last thing, that is provide transfer of divisible profits. I will have to change the sheet for that. Now the last left thing is transfer of divisible profit. The journal entry for that will be profit and loss appropriation account debited to partners capital account. Let us assume the name of the partners are A and B. This is the journal entry. The narration will be being interest transferred to partners capital account. In case of profit, but in case we have loss, the entry will be reverse. That will be partners capital account debited to profit and loss appropriation account. Right? So these were the journal entries of P&L appropriation account. Yesterday we did ledger, today we have done journal entries. In video number 4, I am going to solve a few questions based on this. Thank you.